Self-reliance in defense technology is not just a goal, it is a necessity for ensuring national security and sovereignty. These are the thoughts of our distinguished guest today. With a career spanning over 3 decades, he served as the chairman of DRDO India. He has overseen the success of several monumental projects, including India's first successful test of an anti-satellite missile called Mission Shakti. Currently, he serves as the scientific advisor to the Defense Minister of the country, an honorary fellow of the Royal Aeronautical Society of London. His numerous contributions to engineering have been recognized through several distinguished honors, including the Homi J. Bhabha Gold Medal. gnoTalks 2024 is extremely honored to have Dr. G. Satheesh Reddy here with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Sir, leading an organization as pivotal as DRDO must have its unique set of challenges. Could you mention some of the biggest challenges you encountered as chairman and how you managed to overcome them?
Very rightly said, there are many challenges. First challenge is when you have been one of the largest importers of defense equipment, and when you don't have that full-fledged ecosystem in the country, ecosystem when you say whether research in academia in the defense direction, or the capability in industry to take on the developmental activities on their own, and making DRDO come out of design, development and some of the production activities and focus on advanced technologies is one of the major challenge. Making this change come up, bringing in industry, bringing private industry, making the industry develop things, convince the government that we have the capabilities to develop many projects, and making the armed forces aware or appreciate that we in this nation also we can develop the advanced systems and weapons. These are all the major challenges. Top level I have given are the major challenges.
Sir, we agree with your viewpoints. Sir, moving forward to the next question, your career in the defense sector has been exceptionally demanding. Your responsibilities involve national security and technological advancements. So, question is, how did you manage to balance such high-stake duties with your personal life?
Firstly, one thing is, you have to keep your mental stresses under control. It is number one most important thing. And that happens if you are not individually alone, take the whole thing on your head. Build a team, give the responsibilities, make them also part and parcel of everything, so that actually reduces your stress as you are a team. That is one thing. Second, keep your habits of particularly food and all that in such a way that your body is active always, and you are not getting into any obesity related issues and things like that and all that, and you are keeping yourself mentally and physically active. And also keep your family life is also, whatever time you go, whatever it is, you are able to spend good time with them. So the happiness from the family also is joining you in keeping your thing. I always feel, leaving aside unknown disease comes to anyone and all that, the mental happiness and state of mind actually makes you very active, and your all nerve centers are very active and trying to support the whole activity comes. This is what we have been doing. And then you should never forget that your physical activity is equally important. And try to do squeeze in time for that, and try to see that physical activity is there. whether very specifically in the morning or walk or something, or in the workspace, make it a habit that there is a physical activity, part of your routine work which is going on in the office. So all these things, okay. More than this, all these things, if you have your mind completely dedicated to the achievements for the nation's sake, if you have that commitment, and when you are working for that, so your whole body, mind and everything is focused on that, and the success of it gives you tremendous amount of energies than what you can consume as regular energy through food. This is what I think.
Sir, we are glad to know about your inspiring journey. Moving forward, the development of Agni and Prithvi missile systems marked a transformative milestone in India's defense environment. Could you share some of the challenges encountered in these projects and what methods were applied to counter them?
See, when I was working for Prithvi, I was just an young engineer, young scientist who joined DRDO, reported to Dr. Kalam. He was the director of it, and General Sundaram was the project director of Prithvi, and Dr. V.K. Saraswat, who was the earlier chairman of DRDO, the present member NITI Aayog, was the deputy project director, and I was in the navigation group, developing navigation systems. I was reporting to Dr. Avinash Chandar, who was again the former chairman of DRDO, and one Mr. Paritosh Banerjee. Firstly, let me talk about the navigation system itself. There was no navigation system indigenously developed by that time. We were all working on it, trying to make the hardware, trying to make the software, trying to develop the algorithms, all learning, going through the various literature, books, experimentals and doing and all that is one thing, on the algorithms and software part of it. The sensors what are used in the navigation system, the gyroscopes and accelerometers, are very sensitive in nature. They respond to multiple forces, and you need to understand what they are responding to. How do you compensate for that? And whether you make less sensitive by various mechanisms, hardware mechanisms or filters, and work on algorithms and compensation models. One of the serious problems what we had was the vibration. When you put it in a missile, when it is going through with the propulsion phase with the engine on, and when you are going through the atmosphere, the whole missile will be vibrating at various frequencies based on the structure and all. So the gyroscopes and accelerometers were become very sensitive to it. So we had to work on it and resolve that. And let me say, we have spent a couple of years in the environmental test facility where the vibration tables are there, putting the navigation system on it and testing it and all that. This is one of the major challenge what we have faced. And when you talk about navigation system, the system is the one which actually gives the state vector of the vehicle. That is the position, velocity and attitude. How accurately you are able to give is what determines whether the missile is able to go to the accurately to the specified target or not. So the accuracy depends on many parameters: the sensor's performance, the sensor's calibration, modeling, then the algorithms what you have put in, the real-time algorithms what you are putting, the various compensations mechanisms including the gravity model. These are all the things what you need to look at it. So working on that is again a big challenge as the first time when you are developing the system. And as a whole missile, Prithvi, that was the first ballistic missile of the country. And we didn't know many things. And integration related issues and whatnot. We didn't have a range. We tested it from Sriharikota, which happens to be the satellite launch center. And as an young engineer, it was music to listen to my ears. When the missile was integrated and kept on the launcher in the launch pad, some of the serious scientists said we are 75% successful because we could make a missile and integrate it, tested it, and we could put it on the launch pad for testing, that itself. But then lots of problems came on the launch pad. All the scientists led by Dr. Kalam applied various minds, experts, bringing in them, tuning the algorithms, looking into hardware issues. And in the year 1988, Prithvi was launched. The maiden test of Prithvi was a very, very great success. In fact, that time the scientific advisor to Raksha Mantri, Dr. Arunachalam, said, the Prithvi went so accurately like a textbook flight, and the word what he has used was, is embarrassingly accurate. And that is the successful journey which started with the test of Prithvi.
So thank you for giving such a detailed insight into these projects as well as the challenges you faced. Our next question is, with the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, there is a strong push for self-sufficiency in the defense sector. So how close do you think India is to achieve this vision, and what steps still need to be taken?
Today, India has gone a long way. We are a missile power today. We are able to develop all our missiles, radars, and we could develop all our ships today. Our shipyards are fully capable. We are able to develop our own submarines, nuclear submarines. We are able to develop now today our own vehicles. We could develop our own fighter aircraft, Tejas, and now we are developing the Tejas Mark II, LCA Mark II, and fifth generation fighter aircraft, advanced medium combat aircraft. And so today I can very boldly give a statement that we are self-reliant in the areas of the defense which are missiles, radars, sonars, torpedoes, AWACS systems, electronic warfare systems, tanks, aircrafts, vehicles, mobile vehicles, communications, ships, submarines, all this we are able to develop in the country. Many parts, subsystems, components are also being developed indigenously in the country. Industry has geared up. We are able to come up. We are able to develop the materials. Of course, still some components and some products we need to still develop in the country. We are developing. The country is progressing fast. Lots of research happening in academic institutes. The DRDO laboratories are working on developing these things very seriously. Industry has come up from a build to print stage to a build to specification stage. So geared up. I am sure in the coming years we will be able to achieve complete self-reliance. Today, in fact, the indigenous content in the armed forces, the equipment in the armed forces has gone, I think, roughly beyond 60%. This is a great achievement. And once the path is taken and you are on the rise, you keep rising and you will be able to achieve a complete self-reliance.
So we are delighted to know about India's recent achievements. So moving forward, working alongside Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a visionary leader who has inspired millions, must have been truly impactful. Is there a particular conversation or a lesson from him that continues to guide you even today?
I'll give you two examples. Firstly, not just interacting with the seniors and senior scientists, he is to encourage youngsters in a big way. This is one characteristic. Second, and when we were having a serious problem in the missile integration at Sriharikota on the Prithvi missile, at about night 10:30 or 11 o'clock, when we were not able to solve the problem, he called all the senior scientists and the junior scientists who were working to his room. We sat with him for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. Almost in the first half an hour to 40 minutes, he didn't speak anything about that issue. He talked about generic things. Then there was a big photograph in his room. That was the Rameshwaram temple's corridor, long corridor. There was one single man standing there. You see how small he is before such huge things, how small we are in the universe, and talked about philosophically so many things, just completely out of the subject what we have been working on. And after that, in the end, what is the problem, he asked. We said, this is the problem. He said, just, take it. You go and work. We went with very fresh minds and with completely different subject listening to him. The next 1.5 hours, the problem is resolved. That's the leadership characteristics. Second incident I want to say, just probably about 20 days before his demise, as I assume just then, about 20 days before or so, as scientific advisor to Raksha Mantri, he called me in the number 10 Rajaji Marg. He took me up to his library in the first floor, spent about close to 1.5 to 2 hours with me, talking about various things, how to do, how to carry out the work, how to work in Delhi, and specifically talking about some of the first of its kind products what India need to develop. Just 15 to 20 days before his demise at IIM Shillong. I can't forget these two incidents which keep inspiring me even today.
So those were some beautiful and heart-touching anecdotes that you shared about your journey with him. Our next question is, so you have worked with technologies that have both defensive as well as offensive capabilities. Was there ever a moment when the ethical implications of a project weighed heavily on your mind, and how did you navigate those instances?
See, firstly, when you are developing a weapon, which is of destructive in nature or which has large implications, what you are looking at it is, you are working for the nation. You are working for the nation's security. Your aim is to see that is developed, designed and developed to the utmost accurate, functional and quality requirements of it. That's the job. And you need to feel that. Unless you do that, you become weak. The nation becomes weak. A weak person or a weak being is always attacked. A strong man is not attacked. So, you can listen to again to the statements of Dr. Kalam. The Agni and others are launched. It is mentioned that these are deterrents, that you have such capability in the country that you will not be attacked by anybody. So, truly speaking, when you are developing this set of weapons which are there to destroy certain things, you are only developing, assuming that in all probable conditions, they are only acting as deterrent. You wish that they will not be utilized, and most likely that is the probability. So it is a deterrent. That is why on the emblem of DRDO, it is written as that Balasya Moolam Vignanam. So you become more scientific, technologically capable, and that gives you strength that the enemy will not look at you. So it is finally you are developing these things for peace. When you have the most advanced weapons with you, it brings you peace and the nation becomes strong. Technologically or defense purposes or anything, you become very strong and the nation is peaceful, society is peaceful and world is also peaceful.
Okay, sir. Moving forward, drawing from your vast experience in leadership roles, particularly as chairman of DRDO, what do you believe is the key guideline for students looking to shape a successful future?
Very good. Students, first, keep a goal and keep a target. Don't be very casual and work towards the target, work towards that goal. try to achieve it. Put your mind, body, everything behind it. That's what Dr. Kalam said also. In that, when you are keeping the target, keep a target at a goal which is very big. Try to work for it. And that makes you when you achieve a success, it makes you a successful man, a happy man, and you are a man who has achieved. And so the society around you, the institute around you becomes proud of you, and the nation is proud of you. So work towards that. But that doesn't mean that 24 hours you only do that work only, study that only. If a man has to be very successful, a woman has to be successful, you need to have something completely a different activity also, whether it is playing, sports, or music, or dance, whatever it is. That's why you must have heard Dr. Kalam also used to play Veena. So a completely different activity which keeps your mind very fresh, so that the mind can get brilliant ideas, is what needs to be done. So my specific advice of what you asked me is, don't think that you have come from small place or you have studied in a small school or whatever it is. Have confidence in you that you can achieve great things. Keep a target which is very big, and manasa vacha karmana, work towards that target. You will be able to achieve the target.
Thank you for your guidance, sir. So, this marks the end of the interview. Sir, your journey has offered us profound lessons in dedication, excellence, and service to our nation. We sincerely appreciate you joining us at gnoTalks 2024 to share your valuable insights. We hope that your impact continues to guide the future generation and wish you success in all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be among the youngsters of MNNIT. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.